Morning, guys. As promised, I will keep talking about our aviation world. I want to go back a few years in this one. It was a red flag a few years ago. We're talking 1992 time frame in Nellis. We just finished our red flag exercise, which lasted 2 weeks. The guys, the guys that know about the red flag exercise are familiar with the profile. Basically, every squadron that attaches in Nellis Air Force Base for the red flag exercise will execute 1 week. 1 week of day flight, day sorties, and the following week will be night sorties, or vice versa. Basically, you are exposed to night bombing, in our case, or night sorties exercise. And then after the weekend, where you just reset yourself, go back on Monday morning for the mass brief for your day sorties. Anyways, we just completed our 2 weeks exercise in Nellis as a squadron. Can't remember if we ended up with a night sorties or day sorties. That's not important. And we were about to ferry back our jets back to Europe, to Italy, Jordan Air Force Base, where I was at the time. So the first hop would have been Nellis, Omaha Air Force Base, with a couple of air refuelings, or maybe just one. Yeah, just one, just to make sure. So we were about to taxi out. The tanker was ready, and at some point I heard I was leading the formation at the time. There's maybe 8 tornadoes going back, I think. And we were ready. We checked in frequency, were ready to go, and the tanker had a few issues. They were going back and forth, talking to base ops, telling them that they had an issue with the actual pods. At some point, this seemed like everything was okay, so they launched. We taxi out and we just follow him with an interval of maybe 5-10 minutes, so we could settle down and we could rejoin on him as usual. Refuel. So we reach our cruising altitude for refueling. Block altitude, usually it's 2,000 or 4,000 feet, depending how many jets have to refuel that day. And that was number 1. So I went on the left wing, and as you know, Air Force, we have basket and drogue, and we started pre-contact position. We were clear of contact. I went in. I plugged in, all right, no problem. And then since it's a drogue situation, you have to push a little bit to be able to let the tanker give you fuel. That's exactly what it did. Very slowly. At the time I was very proficient, so I could do it, no problem. But the weather was good anyways. So I pushed a little bit. The hose was strange because it didn't get in the roller as it was supposed to. It's a spring loaded on the let's say roll position, so as soon as you get in, it will facilitate you going in and out as it comes. It didn't do it, so as a result, the whole hose created a sort of omega, and the back lashed at me, breaking the end of the nozzle, which is a pre breaking force. Thank God. Installed, so instead of damaging the full nozzle and the rest of the aircraft possibly and cause an accident, it will just break off the last tip of that. And that's exactly what happened. But I couldn't refuel, and I didn't have the gas to proceed destination, so it just went off. I did a control check just in case I had a few damages, and I said, okay, you had the lead. To my second in command, just you get the lead. I got a RTB now because I can't do anything about this. So that position was obviously unserviceable. They had to refuel the right wing only, but they made it all right. I went back to Nellis alone, and this happened exactly above the Grand Canyon. That's funny, right there. It was a clear day, I could see everything. Anyways, our RTB landed uneventfully back to the apron, and as soon as it parked, I saw my crew chief looking at me like, hey, what the hell? And I said, don't retract the flaps, Captain, don't do anything. Okay, I'll shut it down as it is. I went down and realized that there's like a spring very composed of a very thick iron coil just before the basket, just to keep it stable. And that also came off and went into my slats, my leading edge slats. So I didn't have any problem lowering my slats and flaps, but they were all around it. So they damaged the slats apparently, and so the plane was grounded for the day. So me and the nav, we just went to the hotel. I think it was a Caesar Palace we got, and there's worse place to be stuck at, of course. Called the day, and the following maybe day or the day after that, they fixed the jet that could actually fly back to Omaha uneventfully with no refueling, because we planned it full tanks, 4 tanks. We went up to max endurance AOA all the way to Omaha Air Force Base, landed there uneventfully, almost, because we were asking for a QNH in millibars, and of course in US they use inches, so they went, I don't know, 3002. I said, can I have that in QNH in millibars, please? There was a silence, and they came back. Is 2250 acceptable? No, that's not it. It doesn't matter. I see the ground. I can land there without reference to my barrel altimeter. But that was funny, because then I called them, hey guys, we use in Europe, we use different reference for our timber setting, blah blah blah. We talked about it, birds and bats. It was funny, I found. Anyways, landed there. So Air Force One park, the other side of the runway, and then we went for a nice juicy steak at night, and that was it. So that's the tale of the day. All right, see ya.